take the blame for all the shame that you dish out. There's not enough soap to wash the filth that haunts my mouth. Don't need any extra attention. If I were you, I'd keep my distance. I'm no hero, I'm no idol, and there's no verse you'll find in the Bible, but I need saving, or so they say, yeah. So while I pray on prayers and judgment stares, I can't help it but I'm wondering, do you like what you see? A freak like me, an escape from all reality and dreams. Do you like what you see? The fantasy. In this world you only hope to be so free. Yeah, I don't make the effort, it's just like my Zephyr. Hit you in the chest while I'm playing checkers, peeling back the layer. You see the tear, show you them peaches, cause nothing compares. And maybe I'm a little too blunt, but I'm getting tired of giving two fucks. Maybe I'm a little too drunk, but should I gotta
Photo this? Ain't no way. Do you actually have any photos? Blue, blue. Oh, you've not seen me a bit. It's been like forever. I know. Despair. The despair is so real, guys. It's so real. I mean, to be fair, it's only been like 2 days. Tasty yellow stream. W. How have you been, Shadow? How have you I've had an early start today, chat, but we ball, you know? We be ballin'. Fun energy drink. Hashtag slaves. I'm so excited we get to continue working on the waterfall. It's coming along. And then also maybe some other stuff, we'll see how it goes. I'm feeling good, I'm feeling strong. Feeling epic. I know. I've had 2 days of work behind me, and then obviously today as well. My little escapades. There we go, let's jump right in. And work has been fine. Nothing much, just a lot to do. Been doing a lot of catching up after obviously having been sick, and then before being, you know, away on holiday and everything. So there's still a huge pile of backlog to work through. Plus, as I mentioned already, there's only 2 people doing my job now in my department, me and one other person, and each of us kind of has like our own areas. We don't really interact too much anymore in terms of taking on other people's tasks, because we're already done with ours, just because we don't get done with ours. Whereas before, when we were 3 people, that was a lot more common, but rip bozo. So if you don't know what the fuck I'm on about with this waterfall, last time we were on, we started this project idea that I've had for kind of a more organic divide between different areas in the form of a waterfall / river. And we did some designing, and then we've been actually executing that creative vision. Let me run over. So yeah, from here, this is the section we did last time. So we have this nice use of different blocks to kind of texture the riverbed, and have, of course, various plants, etc, etc. So the idea today is to obviously continue that texturing all the way to the top. This is, of course, kind of the primary objective for the actual waterfall, the main waterfall section here, is to camouflage the fact that it's not really a real waterfall or more, I should say, it's multiple waterfalls that we're going to make look as if it was one continuous stream. Just because it is very difficult to control water physics in Minecraft, and this, like, straight down is the most aesthetically nice looking, in my opinion. But obviously we can't really do that from all the way up there to here in a way that makes sense. So instead we kind of did a multi-tier approach here, where each section kind of does its own thing. It's not that much because it's emerging up there, if I remember correctly, but I don't know exactly. Let me check. And then of course it's also camouflaging the whole one. But yeah, we have this section, which is the original emerging section of the waterfall. So it's all about, with having a riverbed, basically, camouflaging the water depth, but also camouflaging the fact that it's really not a continuous flow of water, but like 3 different bits. And then obviously what's a river is really more of a weird lake down there. But again, it's all a matter of just making it look like the thing we're trying to make it into, rather than it necessarily being that, just because water physics are fucking awful. I really struggled to naturally make a waterfall / river that didn't look chunky and messy and, I don't know, not really nice. So that's kind of the direction we've gone to. So for now, what I want to do is, let me see. I really want to get some more materials, specifically more moss, more leaves, and way more flowers. So we're starting off with the flower quest / a moss and other resource quest. That's kind of going to be the start. Got some drama. Let me see. I'm gonna just use this here as our storage for now, just because I kind of feel like we don't need to drag this around. This is our spares. Okay, what we actually need is gonna be pretty simple. We're gonna go and grab some bone meal, so we have access to make more flowers of various kinds. Ignore that. They're not really. Let me. They're here because we don't have space. Oh, we do have space actually. Never mind. How are you, chatters? How have you been? The only other update really when it comes to, we grab some moss, we have some bone meal, we have shears. We're actually going to grab a bit of extra shear material. There we go. How's it looking on the nature front? Because yeah, the only flowers we really have is rose bushes and sunflowers, which is not where I want it to be, BH. Okay, we have bed, we have everything. Okay. So the quest is going to be, first we're going to go in the direction of the XP farm, because there's also more bone meal there, well, more bones, but also there should be some various flowers, and the idea is to use our bone meal on some plains biomes to gather more flowers, and also of course on the moss to have more azalea bits, and also more moss and other shit out of the play. Because this illusion of the river really heavily relies, in my personal opinion, on the dressing, on all the flowers, leaves, decorative elements, just to kind of work A as camouflage and B work as kind of a more eye-catching element. And yeah, so we're going to work on that. I'm very excited. We'll see how much progress we make. I also want to spend a bit more time with Distant Bloom today, because we didn't do it last time. Am I even going the right way? I think I am. Hopefully. Other work-related news, not really crazy news, but I actually took 2 days off of work. So for the next 2 weeks, I'm only working 1 day a week, just because it is the critical phase to do the bulk of the work that I still need to do on my thesis, and the days where I'm out of the house, I wake up at 8 a.m. and I'm typically home by 8 p.m. So about 12 hours in that day, I'm either at work or on the way to work or getting ready for work or anything related. Meaning, you know, if I count like dinner in or something, it's like 8:30 p.m. by the time I'm done with the day, and I could sit down and work more. By which point I of course also am tired from the day, so I've done, like, for the last 2 days, for example, I've done 2 pages over the course of 2 days, which is not so bad, but if I would write a page a day only, I will not really get where I want to be without serious crunch at the end, and I kind of want to avoid that, so decided instead of having, like, a full week off or anything like that, I would just do 1 day for, like, the first week and then 1 day for the second week. And by that point, I will only have, like, about a week and a few days left of until the deadline, and I ideally should not be doing that much writing in that time period. I say that now, but we'll see how bad it gets. Hopefully not too bad. But, let me actually see. I want to have a gander at the... I also want to get some sea pickles, another reason we're in this area right now. And then we should probably go somewhere like to that side of the flower situation. I mean, I don't know if there's any flower, what are they, flower biomes? No, they're not flower biomes. You know what I mean, like forest? Flower forest? You know what I mean. I don't think any of these, Jesus Christ, any of those biomes are, or like any of that biome is particularly nearby, so we're just gonna make do with regular bone meal on grass, essentially. So that's kind of the work update. And then of course today I also had to get up really early because today was the day that me and my mom did all the fixing with my doctor-related shit. It's really annoying, but however, incredible luck moment. The replacement card for the already new card actually arrived like yesterday, so I was able to have it with me, and it does work. Slage. I mean, I would have been fucking pissed off if it hadn't worked at that point. Okay, yeah, because look how many piles of bones we still have here. Could easily take just like a stack real quick and convert that into bone. So then we should have, yeah, well enough to do what we need to do. Okay, back down we go. We don't really need XP or healing any of our tools. At some point I really should make enchanted shears, shouldn't I? Just because we use a lot of shears and they break easily. But it's not a super high priority, right? Especially since, well, we have 43 levels, so like, maybe. But I've kind of been saving up to get our armor max out. Let's see. It's not going to be done right now, so it's not super urgent. Oh, that's a pufferfish. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Should be fine, but actually there's quite a lot. But I do want to keep those. That's the thing. I want to keep some of the sea pickles near the staircase. Is that a dolphin? Okay. Near the staircase. Just so we're not like going into dark waters if we do jump down or something. There we go. Let's just grab all of these bad boys. I just want to get like maybe a stack if I could. That'd be good. Just because we use quite a lot in a very small chunk only, so. But yeah, so I went to my mom's, and then together we drove to Dr. One, the one that was like, hey, you're not a patient at our clinic, so we're gonna charge you like €80 because the app that I used to schedule my doctor's appointments gave me the wrong office. So I went there and showed them their ID and be like, yo, what's up? And then it was like very lucky because I thought I'd have to get to the other doctor's office to actually get what I was there for, which was a prescription for physical therapy, obviously. But someone else had been sick, so a slot was open, and oh, there's a creeper. Oh man. Oh my god, there's a bunch of mobs. Why? Ugh, I just want to eat. Is that possible? Would have been too good if I could. Okay, let me see if I can sneak up edge here. Shag Turtle! Good to see you! How are you, boss? Okay. Try not to get murdered. Okay. The annoying part is the direction that the creeper that I just saw is in is the direction I need to walk in towards, but it's fine. Like, we can take a boat. I just really want to prevent. Hello? I have too much homework? Ah, rip. Rip. Good luck with the homework. So, yeah, because another person was ill, I was able to slot in and actually see that doctor, which was the wrong one, but, like, I went in, and I was like, yeah, and he's like, yeah, what are you here for? I'm like, yeah, I've had these back problems, blah, 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 the whole shebang. And he was like, actually, yeah, like, okay, let me look at it, right, instead of just prescribing shit immediately. And he was like, he looked at my back, like, literally for, like, 20 seconds. He was like, oh, yeah, your spine looks like it's not the right shape. He didn't say it like that, but, you know, he was like, yeah, I think you have, like, sclerosis, like a mild form, potentially, and also your hip looks misaligned, like it doesn't look straight, because I think one of your legs is shorter than the other. I'm like, this would make a lot of sense, because I mentioned, right, to him that my back problems didn't necessarily impact my, not even necessarily, didn't impact both sides of my back the same way, and one of them was significantly more painful than the other side. Anyway, so he was like, okay, I'm gonna prescribe you. Ooh, there's the flowers, nice. Yippee! I am gonna actually prescribe you the physical therapy you asked for, but also I am gonna recommend you and also give you a referral to have an MRT and an X-ray for your back to like check what the fuck's going on. I'm like, based! Because it could be that the only issue I've been having is one of my legs being shorter, causing like my hip to be not even, and that causing it to be easier for that nerve to be pinged in the back of my back. Well, in the bottom of my back, I should say. But I was like, well, why the fuck did the other, like, 2 back doctors I've been to not say anything about this? Like, what the fuck? So yeah, I like this one well better. Because, yeah, maybe we should do some actual tests. Right, especially compared to the rehabilitation doctor I went to didn't even look at my back. Like, this was a different level of treatment. So I'm well happier with that one. And because I was able to do everything at the first doctor, I didn't even need to go to the other one. And I've also cancelled the rehabilitation doctor appointment because, again, I already got kind of what I wanted. That's pretty epic. There we go. Okay, let's first do some... Do I have my hoe on me? I do. Because right now it's flower farming time, lads. And also various other things. I could make a flower farm, but I had a gaff. Okay, I had a gaff right now. That was pretty nice. And then we went to another office where I had to, doctor's office where I had to hand in like a different prescription thing. And that also went pretty well, time-wise. The only thing was, because I was like rushing around, my mum dropped me off and went back, because like that area of the city I was in isn't particularly accessible by car. It's really hard to get parking spots. So I was like, you know what, like the main thing that I wanted to have her drive me instead of having to take public transport, we already had done, so I would go on by myself, do the rest of the chores independently. And That was that. The only thing that didn't really work out too well is I never had time to actually eat anything. So I was absolutely starving by the time I got home. However, I did treat myself to a nice big boba. I hadn't had one since the one I had in the UK. I was very hyped. That was like a banger, scrumptious treat. Had all of that and got home at about 2 p.m. having woken up at 8 a.m. to do all this doctoring. But yeah, that's because a lot of doctor's offices here on Fridays are only open until 12 p.m. And we needed to get a lot of things done. Yeah, so that was like a lot of driving around, and I got home. After doing a little bit of work, but mostly a bit of relaxation. It's funny, like I'm writing on my first bit of analysis, which, if you don't know, I'm writing about trans representation in Law and Order Special Victims Unit. And basically the way I'm doing it is like I'm looking at a bunch of episodes that have like any kind of trans representation in them, and kind of like going very in-depth analysis-wise about how are they representing these characters, like maybe what kind of stereotypes or archetypes do they fulfill, and this kind of jazz. The first one I picked is the oldest one. This is from the first season of the show. This episode is literally older than most of you. It's a little bit younger than me. And it is the only one of the ones that I've selected where the characters are not the main focus of the episode. They are just present. But I still am analyzing it because it's the first instance of like physical characters. Not like mentions, but like physical characters appearing. And considering how short they are on screen, I've actually been doing quite a lot already in the writing, so I'm hyped about that. It's just like, I went to like a rabbit hole because there's 3 characters, right? Who I would say, okay, they are trans women or heavily coded to be, right? Because they're not labeled as such necessarily, but kind of are. And 2 of them, I was like, okay, I was curious, like, maybe I should mention who the actors are for the characters I'm going to analyze to kind of be like, yo, maybe just kind of from the angle that if they were portrayed by a trans actor, then maybe that person would have been able to like communicate about their own personal lived experience, or like have criticisms or impact on how the representation is executed. So I was like, okay, I will look up these 3 characters, if like who played them, and I found out that 2 of them, Yellow City, they were portrayed by drag queens, who, as far as my research done, were cisgender men drag queens, not trans people being also drag queens. Unfortunately, both of these actors have also passed already, so that's sad times. I thought that was very interesting. But then the third one is non-speaking. It's a non-speaking role. So there's no actor listed at all. There's no way to find out who the fuck was playing this person. And that's especially interesting because out of these 3 characters, the character that's the most problematic, in quotes, if you will, is that character. The one that's most, what I would say, is like falling into stereotypes of how trans women are portrayed in the media. So I thought that was very interesting that that's the one where we have no idea about the actor at all. And this character doesn't speak. Like, she just laughs and is like present in the scene, but she doesn't actually get a speaking role. And then I was kind of at this rabbit hole about also adding intersectionality and the difference, because I'm kind of comparing it. There's like 2 groups of people I'm comparing between. This is these 3 trans women, or trans-coded characters, I should say, more accurately, who are all sex workers, which again, I'm also going to critique, but it's contrasting between this group of trans sex workers and a group of cis sex workers, and kind of how like both of these get treated within the narrative and are portrayed within the narrative. But then also, kind of where I was like going with the intersectionality is that of both groups, one of which is a black woman. So we have one cis black woman and one trans femme coded black woman. And kind of like tying in how that intersection of their identities also impacts how they are presented. In particular, when it comes to sort of falling into basically like failed femininity, like being more aggressive, being less cooperative, etc. than the white characters, generally. So a lot of different things, and considering that these characters, like the 3 trans characters I'm analyzing, because even if they're not like identifying as trans within the narrative, like they position themselves, like they're positioned like that they are only on screen for about like 1 minute of this entire episode, but there's so much material in there. Like obviously the other episodes, the central plot, like the main case that the detectives are working is surrounding a trans character, so that's gonna be, I feel like, either a lot easier because I have more material, or a lot harder because I have more material. I have no idea, because I've roughly mapped out how long each particular episode I should talk about, if I were to talk about each one for the same amount of length, which I might not end up doing, who knows. But I'm kind of measuring it as like doing the one that's kind of, I've visualized to be the hardest one, because there's the least amount of screen time. And okay, let's quickly. We've got quite a decent amount of flowers, so I think next I'm going to work on getting more moss. There we go. So I was like, okay, I'll start with this. But actually, I'm quite happy about how much I've been able to comment on, and really, really closely analyzing and noticing stuff I didn't even notice the first like 2 times watching that episode. And like how the camera works and shit like that, which I think is going to be very interesting. Anyway, that's kind of been on my mind obviously a lot. Otherwise, I have started my, like, continuing my rewatch of House. I was originally, like, when I last was watching more actively, I went up until the finale of season 5. Which, not to spoil too much in case any of you have not watched that show. But, like, a big significant event happens at the end of season 5. And I was like, you know what, I want to go into season 6 at some point later. Kind of savoring it a bit, because some of the best, in my opinion, best episodes of House are actually in the 6th season. And then obviously I was watching School Spirits and rewatching that, and then was rewatching Gravity Falls, so I was kind of focusing on other stuff for a bit. And now I've finished my rewatch of Gravity Falls. It was a good time. And then I thought, how about I continue another one of my rewatches, which is The House. And I've watched like 5-6 episodes so far. It's good. It's good shit. Good vibe. Just spread this into the world. This is nice. This is well outside of the area that I normally use, so who cares if it's a bit gutted and weird with the environment here. I want some more moss, because I'm kind of using moss whenever I want to place any kind of grass, trees, saplings, anything, because obviously everything is sand, so you can't place most crops on that. There we go. Nom 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 nom. So I've been doing that. But then I also watched a movie, guys. I'm trying to get back into my movie watching more, because this month I've been slacking. I've not really watched too many movies, partially because I've been watching more TV, but also just kind of fell off, you know. Like sometimes if I fall off my momentum with something, I just fall off, you know. Anyone get that? When you're just kind of like, whenever you're doing something really regularly, it's like, it's not too bad, and then you miss like one day, and then you're like, fuck. Anyone feel that? There you go. Spread. Spread more. actually. While I'm here, I should probably also grow these bad boys so we can get leaves. Rather than just collecting them. Okay, that's actually... I'm gonna keep some, obviously, but... multiple of these. We need the leaves of. Okay, let's calculate. We need leaves. Leave time! Nom 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 nom. Yay! But I did watch one movie recently. As in, like, after one of my work days. And that is... I rewatched Bolt, the movie. It's like, sometimes when I'm like, I want to watch a movie, but I'm feeling a bit like... overwhelmed. Not overwhelmed, but kind of like like I'm struggling to decide what to watch. I will do a rewatch. And Bolt has been one of the movies I wanted to reach for a long time because, spoiler alert, as a child I didn't like this movie. If you don't know anything about it, it's a movie about a dog who is a superhero in a TV show but thinks he actually is a superhero. And as a kid I really didn't vibe with it. I think the main reason was because the whole point is that they basically have the dog method act. They're like, the dog can't know that it's not real. And they show a bunch of stuff at the start of the show, the start of the movie, where we, the audience, are also thinking that everything is real. It's like showing it basically from Bolt's perspective. But then later on they're like, oh, actually... it wasn't real, and they kind of reveal some of the tricks. But then you think back to the scenes at the start, and a lot of these things, I'm like, how the fuck would they make this realistic for the dog to think that he's actually doing what the TV show plot is in real life? So I always kind of was miffed about that as a child, so I didn't like the movie. I was like, you know what, I want to give it another shot to rewatch it. And I still think that that premise is a little bit poorly executed. There are some scenes that I just still think are ridiculous, but I was a lot more swept up in the emotional side of the plot, which is very, very sweet and heartwarming, and it's kind of criticizing the film industry. It's also criticizing sort of people's cavalier attitude towards pets at times, etc. And I must admit, the finale, I teared up. My ass be tearing up. I think we have too much leaf. Oh, because we don't need wheat seeds, do we? I'm a bit annoyed that I grabbed so much bone meal because we really don't need it. I really overestimated the bone meal need. Nom 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 nom. We can always come back here to get more stuff. Yeah. Okay, and then there we go. That should be fun for now. Ah! Uh-oh! Jesus Christ. That was almost our end. Ugh! Jump scare. My ass got fucking jump scared just then. Scared, yeah, sorry. I was like, aha! That was kind of awkward. I tried to reorient myself of where the fuck we need to go towards, and then I just bounced almost down a cliff. Rip those up. This is why you should be more careful than I just was. Okay, I don't know. Which way did we come? We came from here, right? I think so, but I'm not 100%. Grab boat. I think so, though. Yep, okay, we did come from there. Ugh, directions, guys, directions. Yeah. really, really glad I gave Bolt another shot as a movie. This is why I have a list. I have a list of quite a lot of things I want to rewatch, including some movies that I originally rated really low and didn't like. But I'm kind of like, you know what? Maybe I want to give it another shot. Because sometimes your opinions can change. And as a child especially, I was very particular about certain things with movies. I mean, I still am, but you know what I mean. Like, with certain animated movies especially. Like, another thing I want to rewatch is the Shrek series of movies. Maybe I'll do it when the new one comes out. Just because, as a child, I didn't like Shrek. I'm sorry. I don't know, it just never connected with me. Because, especially, I mean, I was very hugely biased towards animated movies that centered animals. I generally liked animal movies the best. I didn't really connect with movies, like even animated ones about people, as much. And then additionally, my favorite kind of animated movies at the time were more on the emotional storytelling rather than on humor, and I found the humor in Shrek as a 8-year-old to be really grating, and I wasn't touched by the emotional storyline, basically. I do want to give it another shot. If it's like, for some movies, if it's been like 15 plus years since I last saw it, or 10 plus years, I'm like, you know what? Maybe we'll do another try with this. So yeah, originally I gave Bolt a 2 out of 10, and I have now upped that to be a 7 on 10. Quite enjoyable. Still think the only, my main criticism, aside from the fact that the story is a little bit whack with trying to explain why the fuck Bolt was able to be completely convinced that he has superpowers. Because at the start of the movie, they're like, oh yeah, blah blah, he's been doing this TV show and also believing that he has superpowers in real life for 5 years. I'm like, how the fuck in 5 years has no one of this entire fucking TV show film crew ever messed up once in a way that he would notice? So it just seems like, you know what, it's a bit much. But that, and then also the animals in this movie look cute. Okay, the animals are no problem. The people animation style is really not my favorite. I don't know, they all look very weird to me personally. So is it a perfect movie? No, but I'm definitely glad I've upgraded it after having that rewatch. So that was nice. Still kind of trying to get back into the movie stuff, but it's not hugely urgent, obviously, because I'm focused on TV right now anyways for my thesis, and also doing my little more casual watches. Haven't seen the new episode of Severance, need to do that still. The last one, Sweet Vitriol, I didn't give that much of a fuck about, low-key, and I feel like a lot of people didn't, because it really heavily breaks with the format of the rest of the show without spoiling too much. But I mean, it was a fine episode. It was like a 6 on 10, but it was not hitting the highest. So I'm like, you know what, the last 2 episodes of Severance I didn't love that much. The previous one, because of the flashing and images, and then this one because of the general plot diversion. Like, what is revealed is interesting, but I just feel like the execution of it was a bit mid. Okay. Okay, we're gonna grab 1 pile of bone meal still with us. And I'm also gonna actually over here grab some rose bushes. Okay. We need like azalea leaf, moss, light blue terracotta, a lot of it, stone, gravel, and then rosebush here, sugarcane, sand, and seagrass. Honestly, the seagrass we can kind of leave. Take it or leave it. think we should be fine like that. Maybe. There we go. Okay. There we go. Shovel, there. Don't need an axe. Your shovel. Time to actually do some progress. I think once we've got a lot of the technique down with how much overgrowth we want, then we should be chill. Down here is quite nice looking, but need to extend that up here, basically. Okay. This, number 1. There we go, and then that. Yay! Okay, there we go. Isn't enough. Yay! Until here. Oh, damn. There we go. I think honestly we can go deeper here in certain sections just to kind of, or maybe not, I don't know yet. I feel like maybe a bit. I don't know, what do you think? Should we have this like be 1 block deep, or should I go deeper for some of the section? I think a bit deeper, right? Kind of like in this middle here. There we go. Sand tasty. Oh, is that crunch? I think that's crunch, right? Yeah, we're digging in some sand. I love the sand noises in Minecraft, to be fair. They're so good. This area just looks so messy now because there's just sand bits floating everywhere. Alright, not too bad, not too bad. And then go a bit deeper. Okay, well, let's try and get this shape to be decent. Yeah, I do think this is going to be nice to actually add some depth here. Do one of this. Not vibing with this blindness, to be honest. It's too emerge really quickly. So I'm adjusting that. I don't know, too much lyrics. Diff. Maybe you. Enemy, no one. Should we eep on time? Eep time. We're crunching. Otherwise, what else have I done? Oh, I've read a lot. Really been pumping it out, mostly when I'm like on public transport. As Puge, but also in between kinda. Obviously a lot of text for uni, but then I've also been reading some advanced copies just to kind of keep up with that as well. So I read one book called What Comes After, which was very promising about the afterlife. Marketed as if you're fans of The Good Place, which I love The Good Place, one of my favorite shows ever. I really want to rewatch it as well sometime soon. Because it's all about a girl that arrives, like, after spontaneously passing in an afterlife, but kind of, it doesn't really fit into it, like, is a bit skeptical about what the fuck's even going on. And then, drama, of course, something is wrong, basically. And, there we go. Yeah, I think that's quite nice, this like deeper area, and so it looks a bit more, you know, multifaceted. I hate the fucking bobbing shit, but I really don't have too many opportunities to get rid of this right now. Mostly because we still need to replace a bunch of stuff. But yeah, what comes after? promising, but the execution was rough. The execution was rough, guys. It's gonna be so serious. Like, it's billed as this, but there's basically the afterlife, and this is kind of like a 90-day program where your goal is to improve yourself. If you didn't believe in any religious afterlife, you end up in this place where you have like this lifestyle coach-esque environment of people trying to, within 90 days, get you ready to ascend and redeem yourself or whatever. And the technology stuff was really interesting, but it's a very... It kind of does a lot of shit that is really unnecessary. Including having a really boring-ass, predictable straight romance. Then, which would have also been bad if it had been a boring, predictable gay romance, but, you know, if it's gay, that's a slight bit better. At least to me, personally. But it wasn't. And then the whole thing is basically about, okay, what the fuck's going on with this afterlife, with the solution to which was kind of really boring. And then also, our main character, after dying very spontaneously at like 16, meets or reconnects with her mother, who also died very briefly before her, who was a very neglectful shit parent towards her, and the book kind of doesn't really treat the topic with the significance it deserves. Kind of ending on it like, oh, we both were struggling. I'm like, bitch, one of you was a parent who was severely shit to their child by neglecting them. Like, this should not be like, it was giving, if anyone knows anything about Supernatural, it was giving the John Winchester treatment, okay? It was giving the John Winchester treatment for real. Where it's not like, oh, you were literally, you know, physically abusing a child, but you were still abusing your child by parentifying them at a young age, etc. And then the narrative doesn't treat it with the seriousness that it should be. Which sucks! I didn't like that. And didn't like the direction kind of everything went. 2.5 stars. Cool concept, didn't work out too well, as I mentioned, yeah. Because I just feel like they were trying something interesting with like mother-daughter relationships and kind of like struggling parents and everything like that, but like, brother. They have this whole like arc about the main character feeling guilty that she was upset about the fact that her parent was putting her in continuously unsafe and or unsustainable situations, like failing to pay the rent so they get kicked out of places, or like having, let's say, questionable romantic partners, etc. I'm like, bitch, you were a child. This is not on you. This is literally not on you. Why is the narrative treating it as if this is fine? And then they kind of go, because it's similar. This is what I mean with The Good Place, right? Because obviously in The Good Place, right, you have Eleanor Shellstrop, the main character, who herself has this complicated relationship with her mother, of having her mother also be a neglectful, absentee type parent, and Eleanor struggling to kind of move on, or not move on, but kind of to digest that trauma, and then also finds out later that her mother actually has a second child after her, and is a more present and attentive and loving parent towards the second child, and it kind of feels like, oh, you know, very brilliant moment in the show where she's like, oh, so it turns out my mother could always change, but she just didn't change for me, right? Which is heartbreaking, it's heart-wrenching, everything is devastating, low-key. But this book just does not do that arc justice, because despite that storyline in The Good Place, they're never like, oh, it was cool of Eleanor's mother to treat her the way that she did. They're like, oh, the circumstances were shit, and obviously given the right support, this would have been preventable, but that still doesn't mean that it was okay that it happened. You know what I mean? So, just was kind of one of those cases where someone basically watched the show but wanted to do a similar story, but just doesn't do it with the care that a story like that needs. I immediately then after moved on to another advanced readers copy. This one is a non-fiction one though, and kind of in the similar realm to what I've been doing with my thesis at the moment, being a book called Bad Ink, How the New York Times Sold Out Transgender Teens. It's a very detailed, like, investigative type book about the New York Times' coverage. Shocker. And it was there was like a lot of interesting information, and I thought it was very well done overall, except from the point of having a lot of interesting information in there, being informative, I think, and I did learn a lot. I think I'm reducing this here to be a block lower, actually. Because I did the entire area here already, I kind of feel like, I don't want to undo that. There we go. But I just felt like this book, Bad Ink, the writing was really inconsistent. And it was kind of mixing, like, having like a very interesting, fun writer who, when bringing in her personal experience as a like older generation trans woman, it was like super interesting, and kind of like why does she write this book, what are her thoughts, and she had like quite a lot of witticisms in it that I really appreciated. But then she switches between this more informal, like not even informal, but this more personal writing style where she has a lot more personality shine through, to this more just like rattling off facts or like reporting statistics and stuff, which I was like not as compelled by. Then the structure was really missing. There wasn't a super clear follow through. So it was kind of like I wanted it to be a better book than it was, just because the topic is really interesting. Still gave it 3.5 stars. Could have just been done better. And then I thought, you know what? I did some advanced readers copies. I'm excited about that. I am gonna now read some of my, like, one of the books for my reading challenge. Well, my reading challenges, I should say. And I'm gonna mark this out a little bit here. Mostly because I really like having the leaves be at least partially on moss, just so it looks a bit more nice rather than sand poking through. Another reason why I wanted a lot of moss. There we go. So I picked one of the books that for my reading challenge. This one was the Rainbow Reads one, where each book cover color is relevant, and then I've done red, orange, and now it's yellow. So the book for that challenge is A Thousand Splendid Suns, which I don't know if any of you know. It's a very well-known book, and I've been flying through it since I've been. Eddie Buzz, Addy, hello, Eddie Buzz, for real. We're doing more work on the Waterfall. Doing the texturing here right now. Basically. I'm yapping about stuff. But yeah, A Thousand Splendid Suns is a very, very well-known book. I don't know if it's ever been made into a movie. I know The Kite Runner, which is also by the same author, was made into a movie. But it's basically about two women who, in the 70s and 80s, were living in Afghanistan. One of which is a woman, later woman. We start out with her as a child or teenager, called Mariam, I think. And kind of her storyline, and then also her just here to lurk, enjoy the mighty good crafting, yum, thank you for the lurk, I appreciate it. And then another character called Lila, I think, who becomes acquainted with Miriam, and they kind of have this unique encounter and connection. That's all about sort of the change of, not to change, but the period of change that happened because of the wars in Afghanistan, and like the change from a dictatorship to democracy, and this entire environment, kind of how it impacted, like, especially the women at the time. It's a fictional story, but it's based on real stuff, obviously. And so far, like, I've been really enjoying it. It has a little bit of a run-on sentence issue sometimes, where, like, maybe that's because I've taken a, wait, what was it called again? 1,000 Splendid Suns by Khaled Hosseini? Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. But yeah, it's a very powerful read. However, the run-on sentences occasionally get on my nerves, just because having done that colloquium like a year ago almost, one of the things that I took away from that is kind of like the power of letting what you're saying breathe by not having a bunch of information crammed into an endless run-on sentence. So sometimes when writers are very fond of doing that, it jumps out to me now. Especially just because I feel like, oh, by the time I'm getting to the end of the sentence, I've forgotten the start of the sentence, if it's like a really long run-on sentence. So I do fault the book, quote-unquote, the book for that. But overall, it's like really fucking good, and it's super compelling. It's very sad. A lot of sad shit happens in this book. Like, there's like death, war, like sexism, a bunch of other really devastating things happen, which makes sense, but it is a bit of a tough read at times, in a good way, because it's like illuminating a topic that I don't really know that much about. Just kind of a very unique perspective. And aside from the run-on sentences, the writing is really fucking good. So characterizations is like decent, and it's very much written with an empathetic tone, but just sometimes it's just rough, mostly because of how men are treating these women as, like, and the kind of expectations that are set towards them by both men and women in sort of what their duties are and such. Very difficult, very difficult. But very illuminating, very illuminating. And I've read a lot. I'm like 250 pages into this book. I read like the majority of that today because I was doing so much commuting. It's super, super interesting. Would recommend so far. Okay, let's see if I can do a little bit of... because I think I can do this. Because the water is not bothered by the leaf blocks at all, it seems. Look, it's going through. Really offering some interesting options for our placement here. Got a leafage. Let's go with... there we go. So that's been a very fun time, just kind of going into it. Why are you not lighting up? Weird. Oh, it's causing like a weird air bubble here. Strange. I don't want to have the sea pickles be in this. That's weird. I guess. Sea pickle makes a funny noise. It does. Keep the longer seagrass kind of a bit out of here. Just to get that vibe. I think this is a bit too much because it's not meant to be fully overgrown. It's meant to give a little bit of texture. We're going to manually remove some of this. Especially the bits where it feels like it's covering up too much of the depth. There we go. Yeah, kind of this energy. This is the vibe I want to go for. And then, naturally, a bit more. Kind of this vibe, a little bit here. Here and here. There. And then I'm adding additional flowers. There. Oop. Oh yeah, we need to fix this bit here because the water's flowing weirdly. Go. Can make, yeah. Have it hit. This energy, and then one bit here. This, then Daisy, you, Red. Too bad, I think. You like it? Is it having vibes? I think it did impact the water flow. Maybe it didn't. I can't tell. That's the problem. I think it's fine. I think it's here. I think that's fine. That. Be cute. Yay! Not bad. Not bad at all. go. And section here. These are like the easiest parts because it's floor. Floor's not so bad. Yay, there we go. Hi everyone, long time no been here, haha. Hi Sonic, good to see you. We're working on a waterfall right now. And this is what it's looking like. This bit of here, and then I have this bit here. It's nice? Yeah, it's been quite nice. I agree. There we go. Now the real challenges start. This has been the easy route. This has been like little sections. Now we need walls. This wall here, like a lot of camouflage. a lot of camouflage here. Okay, how do I approach this? I think low key we need to remove the water. Before we do anything. There we go. Okay, it's going down. Now we need that wall to be covered, and then we need that to be more cave-like. To kind of, well, sort of blend. They're not really that cavey, but like blend the sides out a bit better. It's looking, oh my gosh, it's looking rough here. Go. Maybe try and get a better vantage point. So annoying. I don't want to use water here. Avoid it. Aha, got it. Go. Nah, you. Okay. So. Then this section as well. Try our best, huh? That, and then we'll use a lot of leaves, don't worry. Leaves rank, guys. Leaves are our absolute W. There we go. Oh, that one's gonna look weird here, okay. Gotta let all of this descend because this is the part that's the worst. Low key. But we should be fine. Maybe. Number 3. There we go. Alright, not too bad. Everything else we can kind of do. Bit of extra camouflage. Okay, we need to be speedy. Prevent weirdness. Funny that worked. Not gonna be this, don't worry. Did that impact the water? No. Okay. Most of this needs to be kind of like that. Yes, yes, okay, okay. Okay, okay, not bad. And then have you in there. Blend that in a bit better here. Yeah, that's a bit better. Then not too bad. Kinda there, we're getting there. As if we ran out of leaves. Leaf o'clock. Uh-oh, motherfuckers in the range. Nope. How about no, bitch? How about no? Oh my god, I hate these guys. I hate them. I mean, at least they don't give us automatic battle omen anymore, so... Right. I'm just gonna round around them. Round around. Oh my god. Of course. Gonna rain. Not gonna let me sleep, right? Yeah. Damn. Damn. Raining. This section I really like. Oh. How the fuck did this guy just die without me doing even anything? That is wild. Okay, yeah, okay, it's kinda there, but it's a bit chunky right now. We'll get there. Thinking this could work? Unsure though. Basically, it's camouflage. You know what? Kinda works. What do you like? What do we think, guys? Obviously the lighting is not where it should be, but kinda there. Kinda there. I don't like this yet, but I'm worried about night approaching. Not bad, but I just need to be bold here. There we go. Not bad. I'm thinking, what about some glowberries? Maybe a glowberry would be nice. We could have that viney effect a little bit. Oh, these motherfuckers are still here, I forgot. I know. Oh my god, no, crap. Why was I not on my sword? That's so annoying. Being a bit overcautious, because it is hardcore. Got him. Let's just get pissed off at these fucking guys. Classic guys. Okay, let's grab some more stuff and maybe the glowberries will pay off or not. One moss, okay. I'm thinking I might have to do some moss placement because of the glowberry. Really nice, I do like it. It's very overgrown. think I can't place these on. Yeah, I can. Yeah, pretty nice. I think. Has that overgrown grotto energy. Hello, hi, welcome to the stream. We're building a waterfall area. Thank you for the follow, I appreciate it. This is kind of our progress so far. Got this winding up here. Doing a lot of camouflaging with leaves. Speaking of camouflaging with leaves, there we go. Yeah, and so far we've done the first waterfall type section here. We go further up now. There we go, a lot of leaf. We have this section here. Keep doing some texturing on the ground just to give it a bit more flair. I also need more stone and also more gravel in a bit. Please. Stone there, gravel here. Desert irrigation, that's a cool idea for a project. Yeah, I just kind of wanted to do some more like natural area boundaries because the theme for this world basically is kind of going in a theme park direction of having different areas with different architectural styles, and I thought instead of just having walls everywhere or anything like that, I thought maybe some natural boundaries would be cool. And also I want to challenge myself to do more terraforming and like nature transformation type stuff, just because that's not something I normally do very much and I want to get better at it. Definitely need more blocks here. Block time. Kind of trying to go for a little bit of a variation between that ocean floor, not just have it be plain sand, but also not have it be plain one color, so been doing mostly this light blue terracotta, but then a little bit of stone and a little bit of gravel. Just mixing it up. And also the waterfall is kind of like a fake waterfall a bit, because it's not actually continuously flowing from the very top to the very bottom. It's more like 3 mini waterfalls, because water physics suck. Or maybe I'm just not good at them, but I feel like they just generally suck. So we have this little section which is its own waterfall, and then 2 bits at the top. Down, then boop. Do some. Not gonna do it because that's too shallow water. That's also too shallow. Are you gonna be too deep? No. Y'all are way too. Oh, I fucked up the water flow. No. Ah, the water flow is killing me. One wrong block and you're cooked. It's so Jova. It's like in open world video games, it must create an illusion of realism. Yeah, exactly. It's not really meant to look like Minecraft regular generation, but like what would it look like kind of similar to real life? More like riverbed and a bit more plant life, but I think at the top we actually might have some issues just because the water flow is not as straight. It's not as deep, so this section is causing us a little bit of problem. I'm gonna try something out. Can this work? Yes. Okay, we need some pockets of this to be deeper just because of the water distribution. Take that out. No, I'm not using the right tool, but let's ignore that. And then we can do a little bit of plant life down here as well. I'm using some sea pickles for the lighting. Not because these would naturally be in a river, but just for the additional vibes. I remember watching a video about Sky Rivers was amazed how much attention to detail devs had. Yeah, like, there's so many resources where you can access maps for different video games and like run around everywhere. And people will make some amazing work and some amazing art that most people will not even look at. It's kind of amazing to me. Okay, we need to get rid of this water and place it again because the water got fucked up. That was on me, to be honest. We'll need to do some more overgrowth here because I placed the sea pickle in the wrong location. Will there be secret chests behind the waterfall? Ooh. Now you've dropped a good idea. Maybe we should, because this section in particular at the bottom here, I feel like would lend itself to maybe a secret. I have an idea how we could do this actually. Wait. Say this was a tunnel here, and then we just add like vines in front of here. That's my like hold it. Yeah. I do. There you go. Cause look, you can go through here. Secret. Well, we'll work on this later, but I think if we hide this a little bit more, it could work. Let's see. Is this doable without disrupting the water flow too much? No. Oh, we also gotta fix the water here. If there's one thing I hate is that water in Minecraft just stays in the shape that it flows despite the obstacle not being there anymore. Okay, sleep time real quick. I think we could hide that better, but honestly, probably by having darker blocks in the back, that already is gonna hide it better. Oh wait, I could do it more towards the side. That's a good idea. Okay. Let me grab some. Okay. Hold. Okay, now the water is pushing you. Okay, hold. I need like some sort of stop. Or you could use a trapdoor eventually, but there's no more water in here. Anything I do have on hand? Oh, I could use a moss carpet. Now that's a genius idea. Does that work? If it works, that is. Nope. Doesn't work. We need a trapdoor here. I'm annoyed because I don't want to have to break stuff, but I'm gonna have to break stuff because otherwise I can't exit here anymore. Water's too clean, there's no foam. Yeah. Go. Usually this hides the caves, yeah. I think we can make it work. We just need some things. Oh, you are still here. Brother, can you take a hint at some point? No one likes you. There we go. Okay, hold. I think if we have it more hidden in a corner and the background behind the tunnel be like really dark, I think it'll blend in. Okay. Like some dripstone block and some mud. I think we can work with that. And what was I thinking? Maybe some tough. Well, that'd be nice. Man, I wish I had a big inventory sometimes. Get rid of the carrots. The dripstone block. Cobblestone in there. But important. Put my spyglass on my spyglass away because we don't really need this. And what was that about? Glowberries, yes. Excellent. Maybe a spore blossom. Sure. Maybe not. We'll see. Okay. Step 1 is get rid of the water. Annoyingly. Oh wait, the trapdoor. Important. Almost forgot. Should I? Because my inventory is really. You go away. Trapdoor. Okay, we need something that blends in decently. Maybe something dark. Dark oak should be fine, I think. Go, okay. Have a little thought. I think it's doable. If not, we just can revamp it again. There's gonna just be a lot of placing water, removing water, placing water again to get the water flow to look just right. Some of it is messed up by now, and it sucks because it looks messy like this. Yeah. Is there a mod list? Yes. Wait, no, there isn't. There's just, I think the hardcore command just says this. Yep, it just says a texture pack. I should make one at some point. Basically, it's relatively vanilla. The only mods we have are, we have one where, like, we have a data pack where you can craft terracotta to be any color. We have obviously some quality of life mods like sorting inventory, we have shaders, texture pack, that kind of stuff. And then we have some little things, mostly expanded storage. Make certain things easier, but generally speaking, this is relatively vanilla. At least vanilla, more vanilla than most stuff that I do. I think if we do this, this should be fine. Then we can kind of go back here. Let's think. For now, we just make it like this big, maybe in the back. And then we need the blocks I want to add in here. Okay, let me add the glowberries. There we go, then see cobblestone here. And the top bit. I hope no creepers spawn in there. We'll do like some environmental lighting maybe. Gotta protect. Like a little cave type. I'll do it till here. And then back wall. Have any torches on me? I will give away the cave at night though, yeah. Maybe we'll do like a covered glow light eventually. That's like very faint. Just because I don't want it to become a death trap. Go. I think this is bad. Look, it's pretty hidden, I'd say. At the moment. Not too bad. Not too bad. Do lighting and everything there later. And now I need to make sure that the spot where I took out the sand doesn't become a problem. Wherever that was. Up here. Ah, there. Let's see. What is it dropping on? That was weird. Too bad. Go in here. Have a sneaky little hidey hole. For now, mud isn't a full block. Oh, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, right. It is like 0.75 of a block, right? Forgot to bet that one. We grabbed what I thought might be a good lighting idea there. Just something subtle. I don't even know if we have a glowstone block anyway. Oh, we'll see. I still at some point really need to make a frog light farm. We do have the frogs, we just don't have the light. We do. block. That should be enough. Because it's a pretty small room. And then obviously we gotta have a chest in there. Or secret and hidden. I love a good bit of environmental building in Minecraft. Like storytelling. This is a single player one. Like, this is just for us. This is just for us to have fun. Okay. Okay, we're fine. Only thing we don't really have that much of anymore is stone. That's a bit of a problem. Let's melt up some. Oh, we still had some. Never mind. Not as much of a problem. I'll put some more in. There we go. Nice. Top that up. Leaves are looking fine. I got through another pod once. It is probably the air of a Soulside Valley lava ocean. Spent 2 stacks of gravel trying to get down until I realized something is wrong. There was a soul sand under the lava. Oof. Oof. That is dicey. Bum bum ba bum. Maybe thinking we might do like a bridge at some point. Or maybe not. Who knows? Okay, into the cave we go. I forgot to bring a chest, but I think this is the most hidden corner. And we could do this in and then have you. Alright, let's see if that works. Ah, no, it's too lit up. It's too lit up. I think I have an idea. Gonna be in. Oh, it's fine. I think we need some further way this way. Like quite low. That's how I learned the mechanics, silly. No, that's fair. That's fair. I respect that. Okay, what if I have it like all the way back here and then significantly hidden? And that's a bit better. Still a lot lighter than I'd like, but can't really hide it even more. I think if you don't know it, is it gonna be super obvious? Hey, I'm walking. I mean, it's just us, so I feel like it's decently well hidden. Like you needed to get from this side, you can't see it at all from this side of the river, but then from the other side, because you're not swimming, right? So you're walking along, da 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 da. I think it's hidden enough, because unless you're literally stood in the water like here, you can't see due to the leaf situation. So that's good enough for me. We'll do like a little secret hidey thing maybe there, like a little presente. Would be nice. Okay. Now the struggles are gonna be to fix all of the water. Ah, god damn it. Kind of put the glowberry bush on outside to deceive about the light source. Ooh, that is a good idea. Okay. Probably I don't break all of our glowberries by misplacing water. Ah! The struggles is I need to like let the water dissipate entirely. before I try to replace it. Down. Yes, because look at how different that water goes. We allow it proper time to flow. There. And then say trick again. Just to fill up that third one. Yes! Okay, perfect. Okay, that's not what I wanted to put there. Okay, perfect, perfect. Okay, okay. And then what I already did. Where would that go? The problem is I can't put it on any leaves. Add one like here. There we go. Pretty cute, I think. Low key, having it be there makes it more obvious. I think I'm not gonna do that. So if we have this, we can make this have a glowberry instead. Then I think it's even more obvious. I don't think it's noticeable. I don't think it's noticeable. The idea is good, but it's not really doable in this environment. We need to use a solid block, not leaves, for the glowberry to be on. And then having that and then have it actually be a glowberry, not just a vine without a berry, I think makes it more noticeable rather than blend in a bit more. I'm happy with that for now. You can always change some stuff. Because now we need to do this shit. Minecraft I used to confine sometimes. No, that is for real, for real. Okay, now let's get rid of this shit. Ah! God damn it. Nice water effect, but... So rearrange all of this here. Okay, now we're cooking. Let him cook, okay? Need to get rid of all this water ideally. At least most of the water. Down here. There's foam with this extra pack. That's actually an extra mod I have. I forgot what it's called. It has like a name, like something effects. Particular. So cool. Yeah, it has like some things like falling leaves, fireflies, extra little tweaks at this water effect. We actually have it work properly at the end of the waterfall here, which I think really adds something. It's flowing water hitting still water. Or generally, you're hitting a block. Such a cool effect. And one of the main motivators I wanted to have like some sort of waterfall-esque thing. Obviously here, it doesn't really 100% work. But yeah, we could pretend. I'm thinking we'll try and flatten out the water situation here, just to give that illusion more effectively. And then the question is, I do like having this kind of brick section here. There we go, and then probably not made it entirely out of that. That. Can blend that in. Yeah, what that floating a bit. Yeah, the annoying part is I have to kind of remember how I want things to look, just because the sand keeps causing me grief. There we go, another section somewhat done. Honestly, the leaves are the biggest tool we have. There we go, not too bad. Yeah, this is the level that I wanted the water to emerge from. It's difficult to remember just because I have to break up so much of this material here. Okay, nope, this was definitely not it. Block off that water. Not bad. More leaf stuff up here. Camouflage enacted. Okay, that, and then that's that section here. I want to say grey concrete powder would look great, but then remember it becomes solid concrete block in the water. Yeah, really gotta be finicky with a lot of stuff, unfortunately, because of the fact that everything's water. I think this is not too bad, maybe? Say that now. waterlog that block. That's not what I want to do. Problem is, I also can't. I can't place blocks. Where the water's going to flow. Otherwise, we are so cooked and it's so Jova. Okay, but not too bad. Be the back wall, not the side wall, under any circumstance. Yes, okay. Then I think if we add 2 buckets of water to the sides, maybe we're good. Yes. Kind of working, kind of working. And then you. Yes. Excellent. Then have a bit of this leaf camouflaging. And do this. This. Yes. Okay, nice, nice. That one's a bit out there. Yeah, nice. Not too bad. Be adding some. Wait, now that this is a flat piece of water, can you actually... Nope. Not flat enough. Oh, a little bit here though. Oh no, absolutely ending it all. Ah, god damn it. I have to replace all the water. So annoying. That one piece of seagrass was too long, disrupting the water flow. Now you have this weird chunk there. Here, up here. Fixed. Yeah. Sort of. Boop. Just want to blend this mountain a bit better here, but not right now. There we go. Okay, not too bad. Doable. Lesson learned. If delicate, place seagrass manually. No, that's real. Yeah, we should have. We should have placed that manually. That's alright for that. I do have some some seagrass that I've harvested previously, so probably just do that. So I've ran out of stone. Pretty nice overall. I'll add some extra flowers and other bits and bobs high up as well. I keep getting really sucked into this project. It's actually crazy. Part of it is also we just have certain things we need to do over because something didn't work, etc. So I will actually grab the manual seagrass while we're at it. Really no reason we need to like have that much sandstone and sand on us. And then perfect. Go, that's fine. Grab some more here. Yeah, okay, perfect. I'm pretty pleased though, I've never built a waterfall. For all intents and purposes, it's looking pretty good. I wonder if someone decided to create a hot springs in the world. Will it be a filler episode? Maybe. Mayhaps. Be kind of a cool project though to build a hot tub, a hot spring kind of area. Got a little camouflage here. Yeah, lowering this here a bit could work. Maybe a bit more exposed, that's fine. Fine, we'll chill here. Where the hell have I... That's amazing. I almost just lost a bunch of valuable dyed terracotta because I thought it was just regular stone. That's amazing. Because this is the section I need to camouflage the heaviest. Okay. I think if we have it be like this. Down the river, indeed. Now, leave time. Let's solve a Baldur's Gate 3 got stuck in your head. I've not played it yet. I did not know. Honestly, this could work. I have a lot of friends who are really into it though. I think that's pretty decent. Oh, Jesus. Pretty decent over there. Not too bad. Then all we just need are some more flowers. Go, not too bad. As it becomes dessert, so good it looks. Thank you. Yeah, but I do love having that contrast here, especially this area. I think down here is my favorite because you have that sand presence here, but then it has this nice contrast of really making that river stand out. But wow, oh my gosh, look at that though. You can actually see where the river is flowing well better because I've had the background behind the waterfall segments match this. This looks so cool because I love transparent water in Minecraft, but obviously it also means the water needs to be way deeper for it to actually look blue rather than like really transparency. So having this as a hack, I think, turned out really well, and it looks like it's a continuous flow from down here, even though it is very much not. Looking nice. It's like 3 different waterfalls, but all of them are hidden by leaves and some clever perspectives with these like cliff hangs and shit to match. I think that's cool as hell. Eee. And obviously the other blending, I think we can do a bit better eventually, but we don't really need to do that right now, do we? Go, and then I'll do... There we go. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. A little bit of filling up here. Not bad. Probably do some other like landscaping efforts in this area here just so it doesn't look as choppy. Grab this water. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Looks nice from above as well. Obviously this area is not as polished here. By the castle. Ta-da! Very cool. Very satisfied with this project. Considering I'm a big noob when it comes to any kind of terraforming or environmental building in Minecraft, I think it turned out pretty good. There we have this nice river, and then yeah, this section from that until approximately basically by the path. I think honestly we're gonna make this path be the other separator, kind of, except rounded out, like to be on this side ish, maybe. Let me get rid of that then. Have that be roughly, we'll probably do like a little bit of a split of the path here. Have that go like around here. We actually make that new marking happen. Be approximately here. Put the path veer off here, go there, and act as another natural marker. Let's grab these blocks. This is just outlines at the moment. Not the permanent separations. Okay, I think this is gonna be well better, so have a bigger area as well. So go here. There we go, go here. And have that here. Move these over. There we go. Boop. So I have this entire section from this little wall approximately. We actually check the size at the top here. Should be good though. Have it be from there over to the river. Right. Best view is probably from the top of the castle. Ooh. Castle time. Ignore the back of this. There's just a bunch of chickens on top of this flat rock. That's very funny. Oh, we're in the wrong tower. Different tower. Boop, boop, boop. Now we should have you. Vantage point time. Ooh, yeah, from here to that. This section here is our resource slash farm area with this kind of neo-Greek building style. Very happy with that. Actually sleep so we can have a nice... Oh, nice death, no, but have a nice picture. Oh my gosh, it's day 400 as well. I can believe it. You can see our farm island in the background, still without a windmill, which I do want to build at some point. And everything in the back here looks absolute dog shit. There's like no work done. The idea is to get rid of this entire big ass mountain here, but like in a smooth way, so the mountain that this castle's built on is not as steep. Everything that I touch this in is yours. Yeah, indeed. Indeed. Except, yeah, in classic Minecraft builder fashion, the back of it looks rougher than the front. But look at this! Gotta be careful that we don't kill ourselves here. That's pretty good. So that's the river down here. Really nice. I love how lush it looks and how distinct and blue. I really did a good job, in my opinion, matching the color of the ocean, despite this water being well shallow. Very, very happy about that. And that's kind of the idea. Like, I do want to, like, any kind of these bits that you see in the water here where it looks more like land than water because the blocks are too close to the surface. We are going to dig that deeper. Same with that island in the back. The island is not as submerged as it should be around everything. But that's like long-term tasks. Right, that's going to take us a while. And here on that side, the section that I've marked out here until that line all the way down there, that's kind of the starter area base, which has the same building style as that base, which is my starter base. And then in the back here, that's the other line from the river section. The view of the river from above reminds me from your fave games, The Witness. Yo. I think we're going to move that line to be way further back just because I don't want the next area to be too small. But I also don't know what the next area is going to be, so who knows. Right now we're kind of focusing on the two areas that already have buildings in them and such. Just carefully descend without dying. Very happy though, very happy. this kind of vibe here. Need a lot more smoothing. A lot more. Oh, I'm also thinking maybe some kind of parks or path structure. Don't really know yet. And some of this will have to be moved. Much work to be done, but I'm satisfied with the work we did today. We finished the entire river. A little bit of excited to see how it turns out. Yeah, same. Finished the entire river, did some restructuring of the pathing. Nice, Andy. Not too bad at all. There we go. Always finish up in the tower. And that's the island, like in the back there. Can you see that? There we go. Kind of basically where that torch is on that little pile of sand is where I'm going to build a kind of windmill farm building. Partially for storage, partially just for the aesthetics. I think that's gonna look pretty cool. There's a big island. And here in the back you can see the castle. Oh, these fucking guys are back. Bloody bastards. And also the upside down tree, which is one of our landmarks. And this is kind of like the immediate surrounding. And the docks, which I also have plans for eventually. Lovely. But now we are going to switch to our second game for the day. This is a little cute adventure type game called Distant Bloom. It's all about cleaning up an alien planet. I'm excited to play a bit. Not too much though, because I am a bit tired already and we did a lot of Minecraft. But a nice amount. Yeah. Having 3 days in a row where I have to wake up super early and be like out for several hours. Even if today was shorter than the last 2 days, it do be a bit tiring. Happens. Even pillagers at by the river took a scenic route. Yeah. We are in a bit of a hot spot unintentionally when it comes to when it comes to pillagers. Boom. Go. Let me move you, chat. So I have the map revealed. There we go. So last time we did... I don't even remember what quest we did. Oh, we did all of the quests because we just upgraded our thing. Okay, about that time. Ah, never mind, I forgot. Okay, this guy is useless. Spacious bathtub. Okay, these guys are useless. We did just build a new place, didn't we? Hello, what up? Hello there, could you cook something? Warming drink, yes! Go! Maybe we'll throw in a demo chat, what do you think? Maybe a little demo for lads. You happy? Need something? Can we build something? No, we don't want anything. Characters I have a Sonic vibe? Yeah, it kinda has that energy. Let's eep to the morning. Little alien guys. Okay, this one. Can we get rid of this already? Yes! Slay! Finally, these guys are removable. basically in this game, your job is to clean up this planet that we've all landed on because we want to make it the new home for our species. But what we thought was like a perfect, pristine planet actually did have previous inhabitants who... It's a bit glitchy here. Who messed up the environment so badly that everything's like poisoned and there's a bunch of pollution, and our task is to use our technology and clean up all the pollution, all the mess, and but also stimulate the local like flora, fauna, like everything, help the animals return and such. So very fun if you like. You have to do this kind of stuff. If you like environmental cleanup games, but then also have aliens, I think this is like kind of the perfect game. As you can see, there's pollution here. Pollution. Much pollution. And you can't jump, so everything is parkour oriented. So excited that we can finally get rid of the glass shards. We only just unlocked the ability to do so. Ah, finally! Shovel time! The idea is to have a diverse ecosystem by matching different kinds of plants to each other. They get happy about having good neighbors. I see, gather resource, complete objectives, open new areas, new resources, and new objectives. Yeah, pretty basic gaming stuff. It's a cute game though. Actually, I've followed it for a long time. Since the alpha actually, so when the people make the video game reached out to me and were like, yo, you want a copy of the game? I was like, yes, obviously. Let's go! It's so satisfying to see like the greenery spread. Let's get very excited about that. Okay, let's go to the right first. Ooh, the gunk. We want the gunk. And that way we can't go quite yet. We don't know how to get rid of the black goo. Ooh, we got the quarry. Oh, interesting. There's also teleportation and other shit from the previous civilization. Fun guy. Because he's such a fun guy. Sorry. Oh shit. Shovel in my hand still. Wanted to harvest. Some of these we don't have that many saplings of seeds. Too far, did they be exploding? Spotted probe! Nice find! It's a long way down, better be careful, of course. Yay! We're finding new shit though. This I don't think we can remove yet. Not ours. Ooh. Oh my god, that is a huge creature. Look below, that creature's huge. Yeah, no shit. Seems ill, let's investigate it. course. Let us investigate. How would I want to scan? I just want to pick that up. Scan creature. The sick breeze blocks the area. Scan and see if you can find a way to cure them, then they might move out of the way. Okay. Hello, what up? Vacuum, that's so funny. Okay, so I guess we need to find a cure for them. Craft some medicine up. God, such a new area, big area, uncovered. Pick up! Oh my god, we got a crystallite. Guys, slay. Oh, new big area. Everything's so grey for now, yeah. Starts out really grey, but then it just does this big explosion whenever the area's been replanted enough. Mushroom here. Yay! Look at that. Spreading. Yeah, it becomes more purple rather than... Interesting. Very interesting indeed. That's the probe. Can I get over there? Yes! I think I'm going to play some Minecraft. Have a nice stream. Bye bye! Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Another one in the bag. We bring? Oh no, I didn't mean it literally. It's a fake of speed. Affirmative. Phrase memorized. Yippee! Gosh. I'll jump down there. It's at ours. That's the door on the other side. Unlock more. Definitely more up here as well. Oh, yes. Grab a fan. Yeah. Grab a fungi here. And an herb. Let's go. Beam. Down there, Raposa. Yeah. There's huge ruin in very large area. Don't think we can access the rest of this right now. Have a gander. I think we're gonna retread a lot of the same paths we've already been to, because we now have the ability to get rid of that spiky glass shit. Anything that was blocked because of that, we can now go there. Back to the main area. I know about the probe. Probe, we need to talk to the guy because of the medicine. Yay! Cook something. The medicine! Oh, we need dense kernel mix. How the fuck do you get that? Not sure. Go this way. We can't clean up yet. Neither can that goop. It's gonna be quite difficult because both the goops look very similar, just one is filled with glass shards and the other is not. Ooh, yes! Up here we can. Then... Go! Yes, it's spreading. Hey. Go further up. I like that it's pink here, it's cute. Ooh, yes. Spiky, spiky. There we go, nice. I wanted it here. Oh, I forgot we could plant cacti here. Hey. Yay. Go. This one. It's just the TP things that we haven't activated yet. Nice bit of progress here, though. Ah, more. Oh no, it's nice. Tree. Let's go. Getting a lot nicer here already. Really loving that crimson vibe here. The right direction. The gunk can't remove yet, fortunately. No gunk. Move it this way. Wait, we can talk to him. Ah, what up, bro? That's something. In here. They're like, nah, you don't get to sleep in our fucking houses. Fair enough. And look at that. Not too bad, actually. We have 2 areas completely done already. Excavations have we just started. Cliff paths is almost done. The wetlands, we got the hot spring, the forest areas. Not too bad. But a lot of it is still inaccessible to us. Need more upgrades. Please. Right, I think enough of the bloom. And now, I do think maybe we throw in a little demo. What do you think, chat? What do we think? Little demo? Yes, yes. Yes, yes. Maybe no, I don't know. Let me see. I don't mind either way. I kind of want to try Letterlike. I think we're gonna do Letterlike. There's another like word game. There's a roguelike word game. It's all about collecting items, upgrading words, upgrading letter types to make the strongest synergy and reach the highest scores. Yippee! Boop. Letterlike not exist. No, it doesn't. It hates us, for real. Oh yeah, we played quite a few like weird like word games, but I'm so here for it. Boop, boop, boop. A word game. A word game with endless possibilities. Tutorial. Explain to me. Tutorial, please press next to continue. Letterlike is a game where you advance through rounds and levels by playing words. Click on letters to play or discard. Okay. Yeah, make a word with letters below. Okay. Okay. I mean, bright. Play. Like no sound to this game, which is very disconcerting. Okay, you have other options as well. Leftmost button can be toggle rearrange mode. Next thing is start letters. Let's got more than one letter. Next button play is shuffle reset. Last button is backspace. Also remove letters by clicking the letter again. Okay, carefully have a limited number of words. Okay. Items. You try to compare powerful items to help you score higher and higher. Items are buffs. Okay, some you have to use. Some items focus a lot. Okay, finally score. This calculator. Okay. Oops, help you. Pretty high points. Okay, thanks. To demo plus next to continue. The following demo, the same seed is used to generate these items will be the same every time you play. In the real game, each run will use a random seed, which makes each run unique and super fun. You'll see you can buy gems, which can be used for upgrades in the game. The full game also will have other settings and features, including sound, music, and dark mode. There's no sound or music in the demo. That's crazy. I was like, maybe it's just turned off by default, but just none? That's so weird. It's just weird to not have a clicking sound in game. Okay. I'm basically undefeated, but that's stop you. Okay. What about Volt? That's not what I want. Volt. Play. It's so weird to not have any sound. What about... Oh, we don't have an O. Can I... Select letter. Oh, that's it. Oh, yes. Wait. Canyon. I'm a genius. 1 point doesn't mean much. The real challenge is ahead. Okay, I just immediately slayed. Plus 3 what? To buy this. Okay. Next. Play. I hate that it doesn't have any sounds. Got alloy. Then... Yeah. Okay. View. Ghost. You don't need that many more points. I think you can just do lane. Done it. Need a particular letter. An E. I'm gonna go find it. I wanted to do fidget, but didn't get an E. How many letters left in the bag? Coda. Do you accept that? Yeah. But wig. I'm not very engaged. I hate that there's no sound. It feels like you're lacking feedback. I know it's just the demo, but still. Go with aid. You. What is? What did I get? I mean, we played like another word-based roguelike game, and I think recently the demo for it, and I think that was well more engaging. What was it? Finished demo. I looked. If I see it, I'll know it. Where are you? Wadatro was a lot more polished than this game. Also looked nice. I think there's potential here if you like Scrabble, but the fact, like, why would you put out? It just feels like premature to put out a demo that doesn't have sound. Like music, okay, one thing, but no sound. Like it just doesn't have that satisfaction of putting together a word with no sound. I also think that the UI design is cluttered and it looks a bit too pastel-y, like a little bit too blending together for me personally. I'll go with 2.5 out of 5. I know that's low, but I do think that having no sound, no music, I don't know, it's just, I think it's undercooked. Severely undercooked, especially because kind of unique roguelikes and also specifically word-related roguelikes are kind of up and coming, as in I've seen multiple games with this concept. I think having a demo with this amount of features missing, like a public demo, not an alpha test, seems a bit strange. That was less fun than I'd hoped. Also, I don't really see how this, like, I feel like it's trying to be like Bellatra, which says it's like money system, but it's really unclear of what is the difference between playing this versus playing like Scrabble against a computer, basically. I don't know. Wasn't particularly satisfying to me. But 5 on 5. But at least we made a dent in our demo list, because I did find some new ones again recently. So we are being fed, guys, with many interesting, unique looking games. Very exciting. Yeah, I had a great time today, especially making the waterfall look so cute and fun. And then a little bit of Distant Bloom, a little bit of demo time. Next week, find me later, sorry. Next week, as mentioned, we are on our like slim streaming schedule because of my thesis. I'm in the final few weeks. So it's all about maximizing the time I have and making sure that I get done. So at the moment we're doing only 2 streams a week. Next week is Tuesday, demo day. Very exciting. We're going to be playing loads of demos, so this was like a taster, but hopefully the demos we have next time are more taste. But if you're wondering for like some that I have downloaded that may or may not be done next week, who knows? For example, Hotel Galactic has a public demo. The Bear has a demo. Those are some newer ones. What are other newer ones that I've downloaded? Obviously, that doesn't mean we're just gonna play new demos. We might play some that I've had on the radar for a while, but yeah, I just want to point out some that in case you are plugged in. We still have Ritual of Raven. We still have some of the ones that were not taken down after Steam Next Fest, like Paper Animal Adventure, I think is still up, at least last I checked. Lost for Words, for example, Horror's Glade, The Green Book, Goodlands, many games. I haven't decided exactly which demos yet, but Demo Day Tuesday, and then Friday we're doing Stardew Valley and more. I was planning to do hardcore, but like now I feel like because we did hardcore 2 weeks in a row, I might do Stardew Valley only, mayhaps. Maybe Stardew Valley and Tiny Life. To do more with the elders and shit. Yeah, we'll see. I might change some things now that I don't. If I don't stream on a Monday, I will put up like the schedule on Monday. You can always check it. I just normally, if I'm streaming on if I'm streaming on Monday, then I like to let you know in advance what time that stream will be, because I only post the schedule on Mondays officially. But if I don't stream on the Monday, but stream on Tuesday, then you all have plenty of time to check the schedule and be informed and know what's going on. So yeah, Demo Day, and then Stardew and Tiny Life on Friday. Demo Day Tuesday. We are gonna just get through these next few weeks and try our best, and then hopefully sometime in April we can go back to our typical vibes. I am gonna send you to Ray of Pandas playing Monster Hunter Wilds right now. Have a good time over there, and we will see each other on Tuesday. I know it's such big gaps, I know, but we just gotta get through this night. No, but get through this kind of busy, stressful time to finish up my degree, most importantly of course, but also then to be able to go back to some epic times. If you're wondering, any kind of new series we're starting is pretty much all delayed. At least anything that would be longer than like one stream only is pretty much delayed until after that, just because I want to keep my head focused on what I need to focus on right now. Alright, have a good rest of your day, and of course a good weekend. Take care, bye. Raccoon leave. Raccoon leave. Take good care. Bye-bye.